Hi, and welcome to Code Corner. This is a video series we do at Mayfield Renewables where we talk about codes and standards as they apply to solar and solar plus storage installations. Today we're going to focus in on the 2023 NFPA 70B, and for those of you maybe not familiar, that is the standard for electrical equipment maintenance. And in 2023, they actually added PV systems into the standard. So PV systems had not been in there before. So we have some references now for equipment maintenance as it's in regard to the 70B standard. So we'll jump in, talk about a very specific one, the electrical continuity verification today. We have other videos where we're going to talk about some of the other requirements, but we're going to just put a focus in on continuity verification today. So if you take a look at table 30.4.5, that is where the requirements are listed out for our PV system maintenance. So 70B has a maintenance for a number of different electrical equipment requirements, and so now we have these in chapter 30 for our PV systems. And so the thing that I kind of wanted to point out or bring a highlight to is, we're going to be talking about this contact resistance, and so you can see it shows up in a couple different areas, both electrical terminations and then the grounding and bonding as well. And so this contact resistance, this shows up in 70B. It also shows up in the IEC standard, the 62446 requirements for commissioning and operations and maintenance for PV systems. So there's another standard where this kind of gets referenced, and so it's important to understand, what are you doing, what measurements are you taking, and kind of what are the tools, some of the tools that are best to use it for. And so when we're talking about continuity testing, one of the things that gets used a fair amount in the industry already is your digital voltmeter and using just the continuity checker. What we're looking at here on the screen is using a digital low resistance ohm meter. And a digital low resistance ohm meter, or a DLRO, is going to give you much more accurate measurements in terms of being able to measure the actual resistance between the two, because it's actually creating using volts, a small voltage and a small current, in order to calculate what that resistance is. So it's actually injecting a very, very small current into this, and so it's able to measure what that resistance is, as opposed to a digital multimeter just using point-to-point contacts and not being nearly as accurate. The other thing that you notice on the screen here is the DLROs, most of them have this feature where you can actually use this long test reel, and so you could actually measure the resistance. In this case, a ground-mounted system, it would work on a roof-mounted system or something as well, but you can actually measure up to 100 meters in length to verify what those resistances are. So you could actually make sure that everything is bonded together properly, that you have a common ground point, and so this is a great way of doing it. And then again, with a digital multimeter, you're limited to whatever the length of your conductors are, the length of your leads on that digital multimeter. So this is a great way of making sure that you are doing this. These are tests that should be done regularly, commissioning, making sure that everything's bonded together properly, and then as part of your maintenance protocol. You can also, using these tools, so you see here some still pictures of in the field. So you have a long test lead there on the left, and you have the tool being used on the right. And, these tools are great for verifying this grounding and bonding. They're also, that contact resistance for your electrical terminations was mentioned in that table in 70B. And so this tool can actually be used to verify your terminations. And so this is a more, I would say, traditional use of the tool in the electrical industry, verifying that the termination points have a low resistance. And so you can actually use those in order to measure the contact resistance across those and make sure that those are of low resistance. So if you're having issues, or if you're in a maintenance mode and you're trying to do that, these DLROs are a great way a tool to utilize to verify that you have good low resistance contacts wherever you have those electrical terminations. So Everything that you just saw, the images and the video and everything, is something that Mayfield Renewables and Megger has been putting together, this electrical testing standards guide. So if you want to learn more specifically about this and other topics, you see the standards guide there listed. You're able to go and download that for free. And so you can get some more information about those tools and the tests specifically around, how to use those tools and the standards associated with them. And then if you're looking for more information, Mayfield Renewables, we have multiple classes that we have workshops available for you. We have some that are pre-recorded. We have some that are available to be presented in person. So if you're interested in learning more about this topic or other topics, National Electrical Code, Fire Code, for example, feel free to reach out to us on our website at mayfield.energy. And then finally, on these code corners, we love to get your input. We love to hear, if there's topics that you want to hear about, have us talk about, or if you have questions on this one. So here, our contact information is available here below. So feel free to reach out, and we'd love to hear from you.